Hola a todos, aquí Geralt Witcher. Ya no es Geralt el brujo. En un video más de The Witcher 3. Vamos a continuar. Estamos justo aquí afuera de los baños de Dijkstra, pues para continuar con la misión esta de poeta bajo presión. Vamos a hacer esto, la opcional. Pide la ayuda a Dijkstra para rescatar a Jaskier. A ver qué nos dice, aunque presiento que no nos va a ayudar un carajo.
Got a minute?
I do. What do you want?
Bueno. Lo primero, debo pedirte un
Recently
favor.
mentioned you, have something of a soft spot for me. Gotta ask you a favor.
Oh, that's quite the start, Geralt. What's it you want?
Need to carry out an ambush. Could use a few of your men.
An ambush? What's this about?
Give me men who will survive the fight. They can tell you afterwards.
I like you, Geralt. That's why I'll give you not one, not two, but three of my best men.
3. Esperaba un número superior a 10. Bueno, 3 está bien, supongo.
3's enough.
Then it's settled.
Excelente. Está bien. 3 son suficientes, la verdad. No se necesitan más. Vamos. Bueno, ahora me tengo que reunir con Zoltan en el lugar de la emboscada, que es lejitos. Vamos a abrir el mapa. Vamos a tener que teletransportarnos. Ok, vamos aquí, a la plaza del jerarca. Y bueno, ya vamos para allá. Hace poquito, bueno, el día de hoy, 8 de marzo, que es el Día Internacional de la Mujer. También me sucedieron varias cosas, que también aquí, pues, hay un payaso que es muy famoso aquí en Monterrey, se llama Cepillín, acaba de fallecer. Y siempre que fallece un famoso aquí en México, más que nada cuando era una persona ya mayor, se hace un meme donde se compara con Chabelo. Ya saben que Chabelo es inmortal, ¿no? De que se cuenta que es como una escala donde Chabelo sube porque ya superó a la persona que acaba de fallecer, lamentablemente. Y pues ponen como nuevos objetivos, ¿no? Nuevos challengers. Haz cuenta que cuando vi la noticia, tenía como 5 minutos que la vi publicada. Y luego dije, voy a hacer un meme ese, el de Chabelo. Pues total, lo hice y lo publiqué en mi Twitter, que es @GeraltWitcher, por si no saben pueden ir a seguirme. ¿Qué está haciendo este hombre? ¿Está miando? ¿Qué está haciendo? No, son los hombres de Genial. Pues resulta que se hizo bien viral. Tiene más de 2000 likes, como 400 retuiteadas. Ay, no, una
locura. As soon as we catch sight of them, we'll block the road against a whole unit if need be. And, you know, I think it's a great plan all round, and I'm always glad to help. And it's not like I'm not eager to crack some holier-than-thou bugger skulls, but seeing as we've got a Doppler, wouldn't it have been easier to have him release Dandelion and be done with it?
¿Te estás acobardando, amigo? No me digas eso, por favor. Esta emboscada es más simple.
This ambush is simpler, because Menge was already planning to move Dandelion to Oxenfurt. Dudu just needs to confirm an order everyone knew Menge was planning to give. If he released Dandelion, he'd need to explain why. Probably raise suspicions in the process.
I suppose you're right.
Priscilla, what are you doing here?
Some child brought a note from Dudu. The convoy will leave at dawn. May I stay with you? I can't stand it.
No mames, se va a librar aquí una batalla y tú no nos puedes ayudar en nada, solamente
Never
vamos a
fear,
estorbar.
my dear. You'll get your warbler back. Just hope he's got his... Damn it! Gotta watch the rhymes in the presence of a lady.
Go back to town.
Please, I shan't be any trouble.
Oh, come on, Geralt. Leave it go. Let her stay. Look at her, all weepy-eyed. Like Mamutsi with his guts knotted up.
Bueno, está bien. Está bien, puede quedarse, solo que no estorba.
Fine, she can stay. On one condition.
I know, as soon as the fighting starts, I'm to stand at a distance.
Not much happening just yet, and there may be some time before it does.
Well, how about a game of Gwent?
No, gracias, no me apetece.
Don't really feel like it. You two play.
All right, you know the basics, that's clear. Now we can play for real.
Te ganó.
They're coming now!
Oh, Bueno, ya.
Scylla, stay here.
Hora del combate. Bueno, al fin vamos a liberar a Jaskier y pues lo van a conocer los que no lo conozcan. ¿Qué hacen esos cerdos? Están atravesando los caballos. Ahí está el mengue falso, que en realidad es Dudu. La madre, estos son bastantes, A lo mejor sí iban a ser necesarios más de 3. Somos bien poquillos, güey.
Dandelion. Damn it.
¿Qué? ¿Voy a tener que ir yo? ¿Voy a dejar a 2 hombres contra 10?
Go after him. Leave these here to us.
Bueno, ni modo, vámonos.
Watch it!
Shit.
Three
We
more
lost it
ships
here.
out the
Gotta
hole.
look for tracks.
Ah, mira, aquí están las huellas, hombre, no hay pedo. Dudo que se haya ido muy lejos, creo. Por Dios, ahora ¿dónde están? Ah, ¿aquí? ¿O no? No.
Prints
por
are
aquí.
deep. Horse was carrying a heavy load.
Por aquí. What?
Calm down, Roach. Just bees.
¿A dónde están las pisadas? ¿Aquí acaban? Ah, no, mira. Siguen, sí, siguen. Ok, es que no, hombre, están bien chiquitillas. Ah, mira, un nuevo de estos. Ok, vamos. Va a ser que se está alejando del camino, ¿no? Ah, no. Hombre, qué mamada esto de salirse del camino y luego regresar de volada. ¡Venga ya! Sí se fue lejos. Oh, aquí siguen.
Hoofprints.
A ver, venga. Bajo, a ver. Tenemos que hablar con alguien, ¿no?
Anyone ride through here? 2 men. One slung over the saddle like a sack.
Oh, aye, something of the kind dashed by. Turned left there. But 'twere a wench you were carrying, swear it on me head, squealing and wailing so.
Sí, era Jaskier.
One glance tells me all I need
¿Ya es
to
por
know
aquí?
about you.
Por favor, en serio, se están yendo súper lejos. Jaskier.
Looks like it might have started limping.
Ah, mira, ya. Por aquí se salió del camino. Ya, tiene que ser aquí. Se cayeron. ¿O qué pasó? Ah, ya me acordé. Están, ya. Están en esa cabaña. No mames, se murió el caballo.
Chop his legs off at the knees.
Their horse collapsed. Can't be far.
¿Y estos güeyes?
It's a pig.
What is it?
You tell me. One of them hunters barged into our hut, turned us out before we could so much as fart in protest.
There another man with him? Tall, dark-haired?
Aye, jabbering the whole time.
Dandelion. So, Hunter's barricaded himself inside? There another way in?
Truth be told, there is.
¿Dónde?
Where's this other way in?
Aren't you curious? It's an ordinary tunnel back way out in case of trouble.
We don't let strangers in there. Show it to them even. And there's...
Shut it.
Sí, pero ¿quieres que lo saque o no?
Want to get rid of this hunter or not?
Honest? We'd see you all gone. But he'll do for a start. Here, the key. Cellar door round the back.
Thanks.
Bueno, prácticamente ya vamos a rescatar a Jaskier. Tranquilo, Jaskier. Vamos a tu rescate.
There, I said, and shut it.
La zorra
All
que
right.
habían dicho que era.
All right. But what then? How
Excelente.
am I going?
¿Qué pedo? Me morí. ¿Qué mamada? ¿Cómo me voy a morir? Ay, no puede ser. Qué pendejada, ¿cómo te mueres ahí, Geralt? Pero bueno, X. Hombre, y luego otra cosa que también pasó es que pasaron muchas cosas. Y que de hecho quería platicar de eso ahorita mientras estamos jugando. Es que estoy en un grupo de PCs. Y pues ahí se discuten pues, muchas cosas, ¿no? Sobre las PCs gaming y todo eso. Los que no sepan, hay como cierta marca, por así decir, que vende PCs de armadas que son Master Race. PC Master Race. Y había un sujeto que publicó ahí en el grupo sobre una PC que él se iba a armar, la cual pues no era, a decir verdad, no era gran cosa, ¿verdad? Era algo básico. Una persona ahí empezó como que a tirarle por eso, y luego pues él y junto con otras personas le dijeron, ay, tú tendrás como que algo del otro mundo, que a la madre estaba alto. Y luego empezó a decir, yo tengo una Master Race, y luego mandó la foto de la Master Race. Armadura alabardero redeniano. Y ahorita les termino de contar, a ver. Vamos a ver por aquí.
Like I said, 100 gold ingots. 100 gold ingots. No more, no less. Or I'm not Julian Alfred Pankratz Viscount Delettenho.
Tienen pura cerveza.
That, my friend, is what we call an assumed identity. Can't expect me to reveal my full title to every goited idiot I run across.
¿Y ahora cómo se llega? Ah, ya vi.
Just unbind. You've made a wise choice. Very wise. Might not be more than a sergeant today, but tomorrow. Quiet. What?
No, Geralt, ¿a dónde vas? ¿A dónde vas? ¡No! Ay, por favor, hombre, vengan. ¡Oh, la verga! ¡Venga, Jaskier!
Geralt, must you ruin everything? I had him just where I wanted him.
Sí, hombre, cómo no.
It is good to see you, friend. Been a while since you were last in Novigrado. What's...
Come on, we'll talk outside.
Priscilla! What are you doing here?
You all right? You had me worried sick.
Dandelion, you rascal. Got this lass to thank for his racing after yous. She chivied and chivied.
Shame you arrived too late to see us hoodwink that hunter. I had a plan all set, but then Geralt...
Dandelion, I need to ask you something. It's important, so focus. Where's Ciri?
Ciri? I thought, seeing how you're here, you haven't seen her? Well, I don't know where she is.
¿Cómo que no sabes?
I know you tried to help her. Gotta say, I'm having trouble understanding why you went to Horson Jr. of all people.
No one else came to mind. Maybe, given more time, I'd have done things differently, but Ciri said the Wild Hunt was on her tail. Horson seemed pretty harmless by comparison.
Something went wrong.
So you've heard everything. I hope you're not mad. You can't be. My plan was perfect. Until we put it in motion. How was I supposed to know Manga was after Dudu?
Heard enough about your plan. Need to know what happened to Ciri now.
Bueno.
When'd you last see her?
We were on Temple Isle, running from Horson's men.
Otra historia de estas. Hombre, estas historias me dan bastante hueva, la verdad. Son un poco relleno. Ah. Bueno, a ver si carga. Vámonos.
They barred all the gates. We have to run. Grab a board to the temple.
No te falta ni pelear, vámonos rápido. Pero venga, corre.
Left.
Siéntese. ¿A dónde se supone que estamos yendo? Oye, a la isla del
Leave your
templo.
horse. We have to. We're almost there.
¿Ya? ¿Dónde estamos? No entiendo qué estamos haciendo aquí.
They're headed for the square. After them. Guards! Guards!
Dandelion!
A la verga, puta.
Siri.
What the fuck?
Damn it.
Desapareció.
Arrest that man!
Lo arrestaron. Se acabó la historia entonces.
Ah, what an adventure. One minute we were pulling off the heist of the century, the next we were prey. A pack of hunters on our tail.
Yeah, a splendid story, but I think I've had my fill of this boasting. Come, Zoltan. We must convince the halflings they saw nothing at all.
Gave me enough material for a volume of ballads. And this one will sell like hotcakes.
Sí, ganarás una fortuna.
Right. Best bit's when the guard draped you over his saddle like a sack of corn. Stands to make you a fortune.
Time will tell. You're getting to be grumpy in your old age.
I'm just worried.
About who? Siri? Have a little faith, Geralt. You have any idea how she fights? The girl can take care of herself, believe me. Anyway, she's got to come back for that little box. The trinket that started it all.
Mean this?
Ah, la filactería, ¿no? ¿Cómo se llama esa madre?
You get it from Horson? Whoa, Siri will be overjoyed. Horson, on the other hand,
No
got
te
to be
preocupes, hombre, lo he
pretty
matado.
furious.
Está muerto.
Horson's dead.
Ooh, guess you're no stranger to fury either. Well, I can't say I regret the man's abrupt passing. Deserved it as much as he deserved that awkward nickname. What about our old friend Siggy Reuven? Been to see him yet?
Sí.
He's fine.
Oh, that's too bad. Because there's a good chance he's furious with me.
Pues me ayudó a rescatarte, ¿eh?
Siri ever tell you what this is? And Horson, why'd she go to him with it?
She went to Horson because I took her there.
¿En serio?
Could have guessed that was your idea.
What? Her magic bauble was broken. Horson had access to the mages who could fix it. Besides, she needed help deciphering a curse. It's incantation.
Ah, ya ver.
What was Siri's interest in this curse? Did she want to cast it or lift it? She tell you?
She wasn't all that willing to talk about it. I didn't want to pry.
The one time when it might have been useful.
But I'm almost positive she meant to lift it.
Off who? What? Or was it about her directly?
No. I don't think so. I mean, she didn't look cursed. But boy, was she in a hurry.
¿Una maldición?
Know any more about the curse? Something specific, a detail, anything?
Well, I know the words.
You're kidding.
No, they were Elven. Siri was constantly repeating them to herself. Probably not to forget. Went like this. Vafile Elaine, Kiadmil Foli. Gladiv Dorn Ep Tenaid, Bundro isne iakas.
Doesn't mean a thing to me.
Even less to me.
¿Cómo se lo aprende, güey? Yo no me lo hubiera aprendido para nada.
Damn it, that's just not enough. Siri say anything else?
Didn't say much at all, to be honest. Geralt, she's no longer that little girl who ran around Kaer Morhen. Sure, she's still impulsive, alive, but she's also stubborn and sulky. Apple didn't fall far from the tree, let me tell you.
Right. She slipped away again. I was so close.
Hombre, pues tampoco
She
te ha dado
came
nada de
here from
información.
Velen. Somebody there helped her, apparently. Maybe she went back.
Doubt it. Talk to the Baron there. He's the one helped Siri. Said she rode off to Novigrad to look for Yen and me. And Yen's in Skellige, looking into traces she thinks Siri left behind there.
So, Skellige?
Skellige.
You two have chatted enough. Now it's my turn to talk to Dandelion.
And I'll gladly have a go at him when you're done. Let's get back to the Rosemary in time.
Well, I've certainly had my share of excitement for one day. A juicy roast in a soft bed with fluffy pillows. I think that's the least I'm owed. We haven't seen each other, talked in ages. Consider dropping by if you're in the area.
I'm sure to be by sometime soon.
Sí, por
I'll
supuesto.
hold you to
Jaskier.
that, Geralt. See you soon. And thanks again for today.
Bueno, parece que hasta aquí se acabó esto. Entonces, hombre, pero pues que no tenemos información. ¿Cómo proseguimos con la historia? No me acuerdo nada. Creo que a lo mejor Tris sabría algo.
Get out.
Man will be thrilled.
¿Y
Come
estos
on.
locos?
We are grateful that we wanted to demonstrate that. So, we got this wee gift for you.
Portrait of the Hierarch. Nice.
It's nothing really. Got oodles of them. Just, if you wouldn't mind not mentioning where you got it.
No te
Alright.
preocupes.
All right. Farewell.
Un cuadro. Cuadro del jerarca. Como para qué me podría servir. A ver, ¿qué misiones tenemos? Busca un contrato nuevo en los tablones de anuncios de Velo. No, eso es para lo de empezar con la expansión de... ¿Cómo se llamaba? Blood and Wine. Para ir a Buclair. Así que no, eso no lo vamos a hacer. No ahorita. Tras los pasos de Siri. Averigua si Siri está en Skellige. Destino Skellige. O sea, ya tengo que irme a Skellige. Pues bueno, al parecer sí es cierto, Las primeras víctimas del mal. Sí es cierto. Esto es de las expansiones. Bueno, pues entonces ya hemos acabado con lo que había que hacer en Novigrado que respecte a Siri. Significa por lo cual que tenemos muchas misiones secundarias que hacer antes de irnos a Skellige. Porque, fíjate, estamos avanzando más rápido de lo que creía. Ya ahorita les puedo asegurar que de las misiones principales, o sea, la historia principal, vamos como a la mitad ya. Ya nos falta nada más, pues bueno, otra mitad para acabarnos el juego. Y pues ya empezaríamos con las expansiones. Así que pues bueno, les digo, tenemos que hacer misiones secundarias, perdón. Los contratos no son tan necesarios, podemos hacer algunos, puede. Pero lo que me importa son esto, porque al final se va a necesitar que a la gente que nosotros ayudamos nos pueden ayudar al final. Eso es algo que siempre recuerden, ¿no? Por ejemplo, la verdad están las estrellas, visita al adivino. Esto no sé de qué se trate, Documentos falsos, ve a ver qué necesita el cuñado del vendedor de pases falsos. Esto no entiendo tampoco. Percha del cuervo, maestros armeros, consigue herramientas de herrero en Untvik, coleccionables, completa la colección. No, esto es de Gwen, esto no me interesa. Tirando del hilo, habla con el supervisor. Estos son tipo contratos, ¿no? Sobre espadas y albóndigas, apuestas altas. Encuentra al escribano en Pasiflora, apúntate al torneo de Gwen. Nada, eso es sobre espadas y albóndigas. Mira, ojo, nivel 24, es para lo del ayudar a Hattori. El voluntario, investiga la zona. El cabaret, reúnete con Jaskier en el tomero y tonillo. Oye, pues bueno, podemos hacer esta. Clases de esgrima, honor entre ladrones. Conseguir una recompensa del rey de los mendigos por liberar a Rico. Esto nada más es ir a conseguir una recompensa. Cuestión de vida o muerte. Reúnete con Tris, esta es la que quiero hacer. La de Tris y también quiero hacer la de ojo por ojo, esta que es la de Roach. Esas son las que más me interesan. Vamos primero al cabaret. Así que bueno, vámonos ya. A ver. Aquí. La puerta del jerarca. Así que pues bueno, vamos a hacer las misiones secundarias que podamos. Yo creo que hoy nos aventamos la de Tris, toda completita porque sí está larga. Y ya en la siguiente nos aventamos la de Roach y algunas misiones más.
Turned all the easy to find witches already, and I could use a quickie.
Hey there, handsome.
¿Ah?
To be a purveyor of cheap whores and watered down.
¿Qué hay, Jaskier?
What was that about?
She spat in my face. Or might as well have. Called me a whoremonger and a witless hack. Can you imagine? Wit is my forte.
Gotta say, Priscilla's really growing on me.
Save it.
And why don't you save your pouting? Prove to her she's wrong.
Exactly what I plan to do. I've always dreamed of having my own cabaret. A bit of paint and plaster, and this place will do splendidly.
Pues bueno, sí lo veo siendo dueño de una taberna, por así decirlo.
So, if you happen to get a break between drowners and ekamajigs, maybe you can help an old friend out.
Pedir un crédito. Porque un cabaret. Bueno, vamos a preguntarle esto.
Where do you get this cabaret idea?
It's been a dream for years. Ever since we went to see one in Oxenford. Remember? The dancer hanging from the chandelier? And once she was completely downside up, she called you over and...
I remember.
How could you forget? And this place will be even better, I promise. That is,
con un hombre
of course,
tirado.
if I can scrounge together the funds for some remodeling.
How can I help you?
I dated this girl once, Sophronia. That's a name if you can believe it. Has a merchant for a father, importer of spices from Zerrikania. And Daddy Dear would never refuse his daughter Dear a thing. We can borrow the coin from her.
So, me suena.
Name rings a bell. Isn't this the woman you abandoned without saying a word? Stepped out for a bottle of wine, never to return?
Knew I bought that wine for a reason.
Long time ago, that.
¿Y pretendes que te dé
Been
dinero así
away
como
a
así?
while, sure. Which is why I need to draw on your authority. You've got some, you know. No matter what you might think.
Huh.
Fine.
que haga yo?
Tell me what you want. Got a feeling you've a plan all cooked up.
Sophronia could still be holding a grudge after our unfortunate parting. But with a touch of help from you, I know she'll forgive me. And then give me that loan.
No mames, qué ojete eres, güey.
What's this help entail?
O sea, que
First
te dé
of
dinero
all,
así como
we
así
need to
ya.
borrow a dull sword from Madame Arena, one of her props. You know, the kind they use during performances? Get that, then meet me outside Sophronia's house.
Ya
Let's
me
say I
acordé.
agree and go see Madame Arena. What'll you be doing in the meantime?
Something I have to finish. But I promise I'll do it before you come back with the sword. Then I'll tell you the rest.
Fine, but
Geralt, the only butts in this plan will be the ones filling my seats. It'll work, you'll see. Get the sword from Madame Arena and meet me outside Sophronia's at sunset.
Old man Newman left
Qué estupidez, por Dios.
positively do. He never given me nothing but.
Mira, aquí afuera se me hace que está Zoltan ya también te da.
Let's
The
see who's
last
schemed up this
individual
time.
who tried to come in on my business, it took them a month to find him. Am I being clear, Chive?
What's the fuss about? Can you not treat me as a bit of healthy competition?
Why are you even talking to him, Duke? I've always maintained 2 smashed knees are worth 1,000 words.
Oh, Geralt! Glad you came.
¿Qué problema hay?
There a problem?
A problem? There's some kind of problem here, gents. Oh, just wanted you to meet my new pals before the bugger the fuck off. 'Cause we're just parting, right?
We'll have our reckoning yet, Chive. Soon.
What's this? Some flea-ridden mutant got you scared, Duke? Just say the word. I'll take care of him.
Hazle caso.
Take a peek at what he's got inside, then make the midget eat it. Sound good?
Next time, Earl. Let's go.
Right, and don't show your hides round here ever again.
Sabe perfectamente que no podría conmigo, esa basura.
Well, that puts me up to the neck in fucking shite without the shovel.
Hay que ayudarlos a todos, para que luego nos ayuden al
Shady,
final.
those guys. Who were they?
Puffed up fish bladders, Duke. Word does he's out to be the new horse son junior, but the bugger's missing a hell of a lot. Specifically coin, influence, men, and class.
And the other?
Earl. A scumjug like few others. Skin of my arse twitches at the sight of him. Back in Mahakam, we'd send sow buggers like that down the coalface with a bundle of powder and a leaky lamp.
What's this all about? Doing business with them?
Exactly the ploughing opposite. You see, Geralt, old pal...
About to ask me for help, aren't you?
The thing is, I sort of kinda owe a wee sum to a mutual acquaintance. Francis Bedlam, the king of beggars. To pay off the debt, I've made up my mind to get serious about Gwent.
Getting better by the minute.
Not the playing of it, mind you, but the cards themselves. Rarest of them fetch princely sums these days. Sadly, that's not exactly arcane knowledge. Got a buyer in heat for my collection, missing just 3 cards. But Duke's dregs are all over my arse, so... What do you say,
La misión de él está súper sencilla, solo es conseguir las cartas y ya.
Fine. We'll try to hunt down those cards. Which ones you need?
Fringilla, Vigo, Isengrim, and John Natalis. Devilish hard to get hold of. Duke's been trying too, hasn't had any luck.
Wait, you don't even know where to look for these cards?
Nah, it's not as bad as that. I'm betting Zed's got them. He quit fencing recently, only deals in cards now.
Zed?
Unfortunately, the arsewite won't talk to me. Not after I bought a one-of-a-kind Scoia'tael card out from under his nose. Would you mind going to see him?
Zed. Sounds familiar.
Big fish in the card pond. There's a shop along the south wall. And thank you, Geralt. I actually think I stand to pay off this debt now.
Bueno, a lo mejor hoy no alcanzamos a hacer la de Tris, ahora que lo pienso. Vamos a hacer la de Zoltan y la de... Las misiones de Zoltan y las de este güey del cabaret. Ya en la siguiente hora sí hacemos la de Tris y la de Roach. La de Roach no es muy larga, la verdad. Entonces ya la de Tris sí. Es lo que me preocupa, que a lo mejor y se puede aventar todo un episodio completito nomás en lo de Tris. Pues ya dependiendo de cómo se desarrollen las cosas en el próximo episodio, pues bueno, ya veremos. Ahorita vamos a hacernos nada más lo de Zoltan y lo de Jaskier y ya, con eso será suficiente. También para que no se alargue tantísimo el video. Como el pasado, que me duró 2 horas, lo tuve que partir en 2 partes. A ver.
So good to see you.
You and Dudu know each other well?
Ahora que me acuerdo, ya se lo pregunté.
Precisely. I've told him, bloodthirsty tyrant. Whereas he always made for an excellent, trusted servant.
Eso ya se lo había preguntado.
Got a request. Need to borrow one of your props. One of the swords you use for stage battles.
My. Whatever do you need that for?
I don't know, but Dandelion claims it's essential.
Oh, yes. I suspected Master Dandelion might have a hand in this. I certainly hope you don't aim to compete with me.
No.
Well.
Thanks. I'll try not to damage it. So long.
Despídete porque no la vas a volver a ver. Vámonos.
I've worked up quite the appetite.
Bueno, me acuerdo que les estaba comentando antes de todo el pedo de lo de Jaskier. De lo de la PC Master Race. Aunque un vato empezó a mamar ahí la cola a todo el mundo diciendo que él tenía una PC Master Race. Pero, o sea, de manera bien intensa le andaba diciendo al pobre hombre que tú tienes una PC Master Race. Repito, tú tienes una PC Master Race. Y luego pues de ahí se agarraron de mame. Empezaron a publicar en el grupo un chingo de veces de que tienes una PC Master Race y no largo de aquí, que no sé qué. Y luego, pues, se me ocurrió a mí. ¿Es aquí o dónde es? Después del anochecer. Ah, ok, muy bien. Se me ocurrió a mí publicar ahí en el grupo que puse, me voy de este grupo porque pensé que aquí había puras Master Race, pero nada, resulta que aquí hay puro pobre. Y mucha raza empezó como a... O sea, como que no entendió el bait. Me empezaron ahí a tirar mierda. Y luego yo dije, pues va.
Finally made it.
Bueno, ahorita
Listen,
les sigo
here's the
contando.
plan. Sophronia loves adventure-filled romance novels. I can be a hero in her eyes if I can just save her from a bandit. I'll have her eating out of my hand, and there's no way she'll begrudge me that loan.
¿Qué hijo puta es
Want me to
Jaskier?
be the bandit?
Knew you'd see the sense in it right away.
Ya está.
Are you serious? That's your brilliant plan?
I never called it brilliant, but any kind of plan is better than none. Written your lines already,
You've written what?
so you know what to say during the performance. Here, Andrew mask, put it on. Sophronia can't recognize you.
But
No time. Sophronia's coming. Stick to the plan. We'll meet at the Rosemary in the morning.
Ok, tengo que dejar que me dé una paliza entonces, ¿no?
stop right there.
What is this? Help! Save me!
Dame leer la tarjeta.
Not your lucky day, miss. Hand me your purse, now.
Not so fast. Drop your sword, scoundrel. This is your first and last warning.
Dandelion!
'Tis I, though the scum of the city call me the Crimson Avenger.
Leer la tarjeta.
More like the crimson asshole.
Silence, vermin! You shall regret the day you were born.
Bueno, ahora tengo que dejar que me pegue, ¿verdad?
On guard! You're better than I thought.
No.
Go on, Dandelion! I mean,
The Crimson Avenger triumphs again.
my hero! Are you well?
One blow struck true. Another scar from my collection.
Come inside. I shall bandage you up. Be
Pues
gone,
parece
vile
sí.
bandit, or the Crimson
funcionó.
Avenger will beat you senseless!
Ok, qué estupidez. Realmente con Jaskier por la mañana. Muy bien. ¿Sabes qué? Hasta podríamos comenzar con la de... Con la de Zoltan y así acabaríamos dos así de putazo. Pero bueno, vamos... Mientras vamos hacia allá, a ver qué pasa. Bueno, como les iba diciendo... No pasaron ni 15, 20 minutos y luego empezaron a comentar personas que sí entendieron que era sarcasmo. Y me empezaron a defender.
Strange.
Qué raro que Geralt. Empezaron ahí como a defender, ¿no? Pues total, no sé por qué empezaron a hacer memes de mí. Como que yo sí le... O sea, de cuenta, los memes de decir le sabes al chip post, pero en vez de decir le sabes al chip post es si le sabes a la Master Race. Y me empezaron a hacer memes y todo estuvo, o sea, como defendiéndome, estaba con madre. Había uno que dice, en efecto, no le sabes a la PC Master Race. No manches, me dio bastante risa por un momento, me hice famoso por un momento. Estuvo bastante cool, la verdad. Bueno, supone que me tengo...
Hey
¡Oh,
there,
Dudu!
handsome. He never did.
How are things, Dudu?
So, I suppose. Might have been days in the past when I'd have said, wonderful. But I can't complain. I'm in one piece. Not bound to a stake atop a pyre.
Ever considered leaving? Forgetting Novigrado altogether?
What for? To pass from the frying pan into the fire? The war's not yet crept here. Famine's not kicked at our door. Not that the future's looking rosy.
But you don't have to be human. Maybe you could try something else.
I've assumed many forms over the years, and in spite of all, life as a human has proven most interesting. After all, you humans rule the world.
Eso sí.
Gotta admit, your manga, it's a brilliant impersonation.
Don't remind me. I'm rather disgusted.
Come on, he wasn't all out terrible.
You understand nothing. A Doppler assumes more than a man's external appearance. I've learned what a scoundrel had
¿En
knocking
serio?
about in his head.
Interesante.
Once I became him, not an hour passed before I felt the urge to break her sorceress's fingers. After 2, I caught myself lusting to impale someone, and immediately after that, it hit me. The paranoid fear of a Doppler conspiracy.
Estaba loco entonces.
Dudu, tell me. The halfling Biberveld goes from being a prosperous merchant to being a pauper. How?
Prefer the long version or the short?
La corta,
Short,
por favor.
please.
Sí, ¿ves?
The war.
I was under the impression merchants grow fat on wars.
Some do, but I have a serious personality flaw. I'm honest. I could not reap profits from the suffering of others. I paid taxes. I never cooked my books.
Muy buena gente.
And then a shipful of my goods sank. I pulled through somehow, but then a second fell prey to Skelligan raiders, rendering me insolvent. When inflation hit and interest rates rose, I, at long last, fell.
Bueno, ya bye.
Take care of yourself, Dudu.
Oh, those bigots haven't the cunning to strip me of this mask.
Bueno, venga, vamos a... Se supone que pues tengo que hacer que sea de mañanita, ¿verdad? Sí, parece ser que sí, ya está.
There's been a misunderstanding. You're here too early.
We agreed to meet today, so we've come today. Supplies are all hauled in and the crew's raring to work. We'll start just as soon as our lovely directress gets round to deciding on the decoration.
Deseoso de empezar a
But
trabajar
Dandelion
tal
doesn't
cual.
even have the coin to pay you.
Turns out he does now, or soon will. At any rate, he's working on it.
See, it's all peachy. So will you finally decide what style you want for this interior?
A ver, ¿qué opciones tenemos?
What are our choices?
Master Dandelion said he was torn between boudoir style and theatre decor. Promised to let us know his choice soon as we arrived. Now we're here, but no decision's been made. And the lady's horribly surprised she's to choose. Though apparently this whole renovation's for her sake.
For me?
Well, it's not for me. Now, would you please decide where I bust a vessel?
I've no idea what Dandelion would like. Geralt, you've known him longer.
Bueno, en esta edición da igual. Elija la que elijas, te va a decir... Te va a decir, ay, me gustaba más lo otro. O sea, no importa. Ya he escogido las dos opciones y en las dos el güey se queja, así que... vamos a ponerle la de teatro.
You're both stage artists, and cabaret's a form of theater. Interior should reflect that.
A wonderful choice it is. At last. Gentlemen, you're done lollygagging. Get to work.
Bueno, ahora que recuerdo, eso es todo sobre las misiones de Jaskier.
Well. Guess this cabaret's the real thing.
Ever since Dandelion inherited this place, he's talked about it constantly. I just never expected him to take action. And so quickly.
Who knows? Might even settle down now. He'll have to keep an eye on the business. Who would have known?
Despite what people say about him, Dandelion approaches life very rationally.
Yo también lo creo.
True enough. Adheres to the principle that a life enjoyed is a life well lived.
You needn't mock.
I'm not. I mean that. Nothing wrong with the principle. Dandelion just knows how to enjoy life. It's a good thing.
Dandelion can also be responsible. He always pays anyone who works for him on time, and he's never missed a performance.
Sure hope your opening won't be the first. He's still not here.
Well, he said as soon as he got the coin, he'd go see Polly, our choreographer. She's missed the last few rehearsals. I certainly hope he's not gotten into trouble.
Anything's possible with Dandelion. Let me see if I can't find him.
Hombre, que ya se tardó, tengo que irlo a buscar. Vaya Jaskier, hombre, solo se está metiendo en problemas. ¿Por qué está para acá? Y luego a 120 metros. Se habrá metido en una pendejada.
Yes, you! You've got water on the brain!
Todavía está este charlatán ahí cantando tonterías. A ver, Jaskier, por favor, ya sal de tu escondite. Ah, mira, está aquí.
What's the ruckus about?
Polly
Porque
and her
patean las
half-brained
puertas.
fiance. They're fighting. She's the only one in this town who knows anything about choreography, and that lummox won't let her work for me. Hold on. What are you doing here? We were gonna meet at the Rosemary.
We were, but you didn't show. Priscilla started to worry, so I came to see how you were doing.
Priscilla started worrying about me? That's so nice.
Less for her than for you, I'm sure. So let's get back.
Did you not hear what's going on in there? We've gotta help Polly. Why do beautiful women always end up with such dicks?
No idea. Stand back. I'll break the door down.
Wait, do we have to destroy her house? She keeps a spare key around here somewhere.
¿Cómo sabes?
How would you know she keeps a spare key around
Obviamente,
here?
para cuando
It's
la venía a
not
ver.
as if we started working together yesterday. Before Polly joined forces with Hubio,
You'd visit her? Often?
I'd hide out here while Priscilla and Polly rehearsed at the Rosemary and Thyme. They worked on the dance numbers I composed.
So,
Sí, cómo no.
Polly's not one of your...
I never mix business and pleasure.
The
Ah,
one
de
exception
ahora bien
being
correcto.
Priscilla.
Who you were just saying is worried about us. So enough of the chatter and start looking.
Bueno,
Fine. Let's find the key.
Shit, stupid tramp.
Let's drink for it's nearly night.
Damn it.
Not here.
Now where would she leave?
¿qué tal aquí?
Wind's howling.
Ah,
The key.
ya, Geralt, levántate.
Whoa! What the devil's this? Get out of my house!
Watch it. And leave the woman alone.
What the... She's my betrothed.
But I'm not your property.
I love her. I'll not let her sway her ass in his brothel.
Whoa, slow down there a minute. This is clearly one gigantic misunderstanding. One I can clear up in the blink of an eye.
Shove your excuses up your ass. Sod off, or I'll split your skull.
Deja que Jaskier.
My friend asked you nicely, so please be courteous in return and hear him out, or we'll settle this another way.
All right, talk.
Hubio, right? Polly's told me so much about you. She said you're erudite and have an open mind.
You said that? Well, there's a truth to it. My mind's the open salt, but its open saltedness ends when my betrothed starts wagging her ass around brothels. Get out of here, both of yous. Polly's not going anywhere.
Deja terminarlo, hombre.
Let him finish. There's no brothel involved.
You see, friend, Geralt just hit the nail on the head. For what you have there is the old publicity placard.
Old?
Very. From a time when my establishment was under different management. I, however, would never let any indecency take place in my cabaret. My very reputation precludes it.
So, what's all this about?
Your betrothed is a first-class artiste, and I want to offer her a position worthy of her talents. She's to be my choreographer, and that in turn means she'll receive a share of the proceeds from every performance she choreographs.
You mean to say... coin?
And
Exacto.
fame. No flirting required. You have my word.
Suppose... in that case...
I knew you'd agree.
It's settled then. See you at the Rosemary, Polly.
Bueno, arreglado. Vámonos ya, por favor.
Well, I'm off.
I'll catch up to you. Whew. Never expected that to go so well.
Lo has hecho muy bien, la verdad.
You handled it well, Dandelion. Man was putty in your hands once you called him erudite.
In negotiation, as in combat, the key is to find your opponent's weak spot and exploit it to the hilt.
Ahí tiene toda la razón.
So, time to head back?
I've still got to stop by Rotlex. commissioned some new placards from him a while ago, but Hubio came across the old version. Plowing artists got some serious explaining to do.
¿Quién es?
Who's Rodlick?
Never heard of him? Hank Rotlick, famous portrait artist?
Commissioned a portrait artist to paint your placards?
Henry's an old friend, needed the coin. And I decided we needed new placards to promote the opening performance. Seats won't fill themselves, you know.
Bueno, yo voy.
I'll go see Rodlick. You head back to the Rosemary. Or Priscilla will have my head.
Really? You'd go?
No, said that for the hell of it. Tell me where he lives.
Portside.
See you soon.
Estas misiones súper tontas, Pero bueno, se tienen que hacer. Luego, como les digo, o sea, todo esto da frutos al final del juego. Porque entre más seas bueno con la gente y los ayudes, más te ayudan al final. Así que venga, vamos. Ahora falta la misión de Zoltan. Esa creo que no es tan difícil. Solo es ir a un lugar por cartas. Son 3 cartas. Conseguirlas y llevártelas y ya. Es todo. Vamos, vamos, vamos. ¡Oh, ojo!
A witcher? Oh, hear about the notice by chance?
Ay, ¿cuál anuncio? Ahí está, no exactamente.
Not quite, but what's it about? I hear right you're going on some voyage, need a companion.
Not just some voyage. Cross the sea. Mark this. When I got pressed into the infantry in 1242, I promised my beloved Let I'd return alive, whole, and with a pearl from Skellige. Not just any pearl either. A black one. The rarest and most precious.
Well, well, ambitious.
Perhaps. But they were empty words. I came from the war, that one and the next, but I never fulfilled my promise. High time to change that. Or if not now, then when? Thing is, I've grown old in the meantime, as you see. Can't manage it alone, need a strong shoulder to lean on. And the Witcher's shoulder's as strong as they come. So, what do you say?
Bueno, te ayudaré, al cabo eso no es ahorita.
Plan's crazier than it is sane, but there's an irresistible charm to it. Offer me some pay and I'll help you out.
Don't you fret about coin. I brought home a good deal of it from various fronts. Say we meet in Skellige, by the collapsed bridge near Arenbjorn. It's but a hop away from the bed where black pearls are born. Will that work for you?
Sounds fine. See you there.
Bueno, ya no me acordaba de estas misiones de relleno que no valen la pena. Venga. Órale. ¿Quiénes son estos?
Looking for Rodlick.
You ain't alone. Damn halfling's in debt to half the city. But I'm here to scrape mine before the carcass is picked clean.
There's not enough for everyone, so bugger off. Feeding time's first come, first served.
Yo solo quiero unos carteles.
Take what you want. I'm just here for some placards.
You deaf? Didn't you hear me? This is all mine now. Fuck off, freak.
Oh, bueno. No te preocupes.
And here I thought we'd resolve this peacefully.
No, hombre, saca la espada.
You will regret this, mutant.
¿Por qué tienes que...? No, mátalos. Bueno, son escoria, la verdad.
Tell me what you want, damn it.
Placards.
There ain't no ploughing placards here.
And Rodlick, where's he?
Same place as always. Vehicle bud estate. Losing his last crowns at the races.
Puta madre, todavía
See,
tengo que viajar a
wasn't
otro
that
lado.
easy? Could have said so right away.
En la finca, no, hombre, está bien lejos eso. A ver, ¿dónde hay un maldito viaje rápido? Hasta acá, claro, por supuesto.
What's going on here?
Por supuesto. En la finca de los Vego. Ahí fue donde fui la vez pasada a hablar con una de las amantes de Jaskier. Y que corrieron una carrera, se me hace. Bueno, tampoco es que sea algo súper difícil de hacer, venga. La verdad es que ya tengo muchas ganas de acabar con la historia de The Witcher. Porque pues este juego es de esos juegos, o sea, súper largos, súper enredados. Y la verdad es que si me gusta avanzarle rápido, así poco a poco pues vamos acabando con esto para irle dando vuelta a los juegos. Pero aún así es que es un juego súper largo. Realmente yo le calculo que si van a ser de perdido unos... Pues mira, acabo de subir el episodio 20, se me hace al canal. Bueno, lo subí ayer o antier. No he subido el próximo, pues este es el 21. No sé, le calculo la verdad que si van a venir siendo unos 60 capítulos mínimo. Ya contando las expansiones y todo eso. ¿Quién es? Ah, mira, aquí está.
You Rotlick?
Henri Rotlick, artist, painter, debtor, and martyr to my art. At your service.
Dandelion sent me.
Oh, yes. Tell him his placards are done and safely hidden away. Yet, alas, I cannot fetch them, as a group of angry creditors has seized my home.
Think I might have run into one of them.
Then you know my predicament. And now Count de Louverton has offered me the chance to win it all back. I'm to wager on a race.
Y ahora quieres que corra, ¿verdad?
Generous. Not just anybody could afford to do that.
De Louverton is not just anybody. He's Duke Sam's youngest son. Sam of the well-known family of gem dealers. One debt more or less makes little difference to him.
What's there to worry about? This is your chance
Curioso
to
porque
settle
ninguna
up.
persona se
Get
hace
a
rica
clean slate.
perdonando deudas.
We've had a spell of bad luck lately. Should I agree to de Louverton's offer and lose, I shall be in bondage to him for all time.
Yo ganaré la carrera por ti. Ay, venga, rápido.
Let me pay off your debt. No strings attached.
Thank you. I never expected this. May I ask to what I owe this generosity?
Let's just say I like to do a good deed from time to time. Can we get those placards now?
I'll bring them to the Rosemary in time, just as soon as I settle my obligations.
Fine. See you there.
No, hombre, rápido. O sea, si a cambio de dar ese dinero puedo rápido irme de aquí, pues mucho mejor. A ver, ¿dónde estaba el viaje rápido? Era por acá, ¿no? Ah, estaba yendo al revés. Por acá. Muy bien. Entonces ya nada más tengo que decirle a Jaskier que pues todo salió bien y pues prácticamente ya se acabó esto. Para continuar con lo de Zoltan, que eso pues también es rapidito, la verdad. Es ir aquí, ir allá, conseguir eso y se acabó. Pero aquí tengo una misión la cual no he ido. A ver si ahorita vamos. Eso de las cartas, la verdad es que qué bueno que nada más es conseguirlas y no jugar, porque si no ni lo haría. El juego este de Gwen, la verdad es que ni le entiendo y me da mucha hueva también. ¡Ah! ¡Oh, no! Ahí está. Beaver Beldel, ¿qué es eso? Ah, aquí estás tú.
Well, well. See, the crew's been hard at work. Not bad.
I love it. Especially the, accoutrements on the wall. What about Rotlick? Did you get the placards?
Rotlick said he'd bring them on his own. Should be here soon.
Great! The best way I can think of to promote the chameleon.
¿El camaleón? Ya no se llamará Romero Tolillo.
Never mentioned wanting to change the name.
Rosemary in Time wasn't all bad, but it conjured images of Temerian cuisine served by waitresses in peasant garb. Chameleon's a lot better for a cabaret, apart from which it emphasizes that the place has undergone a transformation. Just a better ring to it all round.
Chameleon. ¿Qué tal va la coreografía?
What about choreography? Prepared anything special for the opening?
We haven't. But Polly has. She's priceless. Came in and brought the girls in line before I could say knickers.
Calzones.
Premiere will have the audience on their feet, on their knees, both at the same time.
Guess everything's ready. So when's the opening?
Soon. We start our dress rehearsal in an hour. I just need to nip back home for my dress.
Thanks for everything.
Don't mention it.
Seems my cabaret dreams are about to come true. So, around to celebrate?
No sé.
I'm buying.
No se quejó por lo del. Claro que sí.
Why not?
That's my boy. The foreman mentioned he saw you and Priscilla talking.
He's all right.
And she say anything about me?
Me dijo que estás gordo y olías mal. Alabó tu forma de razonar, la verdad.
She said something that made me think she's not entirely normal.
What?
That you're responsible, got your feet planted firmly on the ground.
You're pulling my leg.
Not this time.
Curioso, ¿verdad? Hasta él se va a decir, wow.
One thing's eating me. How do you manage to get the loan from Sophronia?
Ugh, wasn't easy. She got so excited about our performance, I had to read to her for 4 hours. 4 hours from the cloak and the dagger.
4 horas.
You mean you didn't...
Are you crazy? Who do you think I am?
Estos son esos momentos de este
She's
juego
late,
que
of
me
course.
fascinan
She knew how
demasiado.
important this night was to me.
Of course she did. Probably just making herself gorgeous. Takes time, you know.
So it's true. A woman's vanity knows no bounds.
Master Dandelion! Priscilla, she's...
¿Qué?
What? Speak, man.
She's badly, been attacked. They took her to
What the
Valerius
fuck?
Hospital.
¿La han atacado?
Attacked? She's hurt? Geralt, come with me, please.
Por
Of
supuesto.
course, let's go.
Ah, no mames, no me acordaba de esto. ¿Qué ha pasado? O sea, esto es más complejo de lo que imaginé.
Gods. Priscilla. Is she gonna live?
I'd say that's certain. Her condition's critical but stable. Beg your pardon, but you are a relative?
Relative? No, a friend. A very close friend.
Dandelion, correct? She uttered the name in her few moments of lucidity. I am Joachim von Gratz, head of surgery. Until recently, a lecturer at Oxenfurt Academy.
Cirugías, en estos tiempos la cirugía
Enough of the
estaba prohibida.
courtesies. What are her injuries, besides her eye?
A concussion, cranial swelling, incision into her larynx, and scalding
Quemaduras
inside the
dentro de la
throat and
garganta.
esophagus. Clearly, someone forced her to imbibe a caustic fluid.
Así que esto no fue ni un robo ni un ataque normal, pues no.
So this was no ordinary attack, no robbery.
Clearly not. It was the act of a demented mind, and not its first.
¿Ah, en serio?
How can you know that?
I've seen wounds like this. They're not the kind one would forget, don't you agree? In fact, just this week, a corpse turned up in the morgue with similar injuries. And no heart.
Sin corazón.
No heart? You mean that might have happened to Priscilla? Is someone looking into this?
This is Novigrad. Only the innocent burn here.
Geralt,
Esto tiene que cambiar rápido.
I know I owe you 100 times over, but I need to ask you another favor. Find the bastard who did this.
Por supuesto, no me lo
Find
tienes ni
him.
que pedir.
And kill him.
Don't need any convincing.
Exacto.
Come on, Dandelion. Let's think about what we can do.
I would suggest examining the previous victim's corpse. It has yet to be autopsied. Doing so could very well
Excelente.
provide some
Geralt es
clues.
experto en hacer autopsias.
No need to look astonished, gentlemen. As a surgeon, I know the importance of preventive medicine. Rather than wait for this maniac to strike again, I'd prefer to excise him. Not unlike a tumor.
Venga.
Think they'll let me into the morgue?
By the main entrance, certainly not. But you can also get inside through the sewers.
The sewers. Travel them often, Doctor?
As often as required for, the pursuit of preventive medicine.
Medicina preventiva.
Alternative treatments. Aggressive ones, I'm guessing. Interesting.
We can discuss this en route. Are you ready?
Sí, venga.
Ready and intrigued. I'll get whoever did this, Dandelion. Even if it's Hierarch Hemmelfart himself.
Thanks.
Hombre, no me... O sea, me acabo de acordar que esto sucedía, pero no sabía que ahora.
You lead.
Yo pensaba que esto, no sé, era parte de alguna misión secundaria o algo así, no... O sea, algún contrato. No llegué a imaginar que...
Preventive medicine you practice in the sewers. What's that about?
Think. Sewing up. Hear that?
Been hearing it for a while. Draw your weapon.
Ah, no te preocupes, esto va a estar de agua. Bruja de agua. Venga, venga. ¿Ya? No.
Blast it. I kill one, another takes its place.
I know how you feel. Believe me.
Ah, huevo. Sí, hasta
Where
yo
to
sé cómo
now?
se siente.
Up?
Yes,
Para acá,
it's not
arriba.
far now.
Priscilla. How's it look? Give it to me straight. No sugarcoating.
Her wounds will heal, but it's her voice that concerns me. Surely you understand what a terrible blow that would be to a Troberet. Enough to strip her of the will to live.
No
Any
mames.
remedy for that?
I fear only your friend Dandelion can be of help on that count.
¿Por qué? Creo que ya casi llegamos.
Take the ladder.
Sí.
This is the place. Come, the quicker we take care of this, the better.
Why? Got somewhere to be?
Someone might disturb us. The coroner, for example. Or Reverend
Reverendo
Nathaniel
Nathaniel, ¿quién es
Astoria.
ese güey?
Very well. We seek the corpse
Ajá,
of a
tengo una carta,
dwarven woodcarver.
bandido. Ah, sí, lo del guión de hace rato. Ah, vamos a ver qué nos podemos llevar. ¿Es para acá? Tiene mucha comida aquí, qué bueno. Ah, está cerrado aquí. El susurrador de caballos. Y hazlo tú, usted mismo, ese libro ya lo he leído. Sí. ¿Es este?
Human. Wrong body type. Let's
Ah,
keep
okay.
looking.
Perlas del norte de Oxenford. Ah, esto tiene que ver con la misión secundaria que pescamos hace poco. ¿Es este?
Looks like necrophages got to this one.
De los necrófagos. Quiero agarrar todo. Quiero andar hasta el tope de comida y de todo lo que... Diario de un tragador de fuego. Y de todo lo que me pueda ser útil siempre. A ver, tiene que ser aquí, es lo más seguro. Descripción de las razas antiguas. Ah. ¿Será este? Ah, sí, es este.
Calluses on the fingers, sawdust in the beard, clothes sticky with sap. Must be our dwarf.
Excellent. I trust you don't grow weak in the knees at the sight of blood.
No.
Not a bit. Start the autopsy.
Where?
Bueno, vámonos en orden.
Let's look at his head. Hair smells like it's burnt, like he was in a fire.
Notice anything else? That his eyes have been scooped out, for instance?
Le sacaron los ojos. Ahora vamos todo.
Those burn marks I see in his eye sockets.
Yes. And some grey dust. Ash, it seems. Very fine.
Murderer gouged out his eyes, then put burning coals in the sockets.
So it seems. Looking at the wounds, it appears our woodcarver was still alive when it happened.
Let's examine the mouth. Burns, blisters.
Just like Priscilla's.
Le han cortado la laringe.
See this? Incision made into the voice box.
¿Qué tenemos? Un asesino a
Indeed,
sueldo,
so thin as to be nearly
asesino en serie.
unnoticeable.
A small, extremely sharp instrument. Scalpel.
But why? The wound is too small to bleed, and there are signs of swelling. The murderer... I believe he performed a tracheotomy, so the victim wouldn't die too soon.
Ok, entonces alguien que sabe de medicina. Tiene que ser alguien que sepa de eso, así que muy bien.
Let's examine his torso.
What have we here? Deep wound on the left side of his rib cage, and a scar the length of his stomach.
A ver.
Let's examine the chest wound. Yeah, heart carved out, wound cauterized.
Wait a minute, there's something else.
¿Qué hace? ¿Qué es eso?
An egg from an amphibian. A salamander? Scorched but intact.
I attended some lectures in herpetology as a student. Afraid I don't recall any amphibians that would lay eggs in corpses. So either Professor Cochrane was deeply mistaken, or this is our murderer's doing.
Parece una especie de ritual, ¿no? O alguna otra cosa.
Look at the scar. Wounds long and thin. An incision. But the edges are ragged.
Means nothing. Look, no swelling, no bruises. An old injury, perhaps an accident in the workplace?
Sí, tal vez.
Open the abdominal cavity.
Due warning, it will stink of rot.
Once fought a Zoogle up to my waist in sewage, so I doubt... Wait. Smells not rot.
Formaldehyde. A medical novelty. Heavily diluted, it's remarkable at preserving organic tissue. In stronger proportions, it's more destructive than acid.
Explains why there's no smell of decay, and why his throat's scalded.
Hizo que se lo tomara, entonces. Bueno, examinemos otra cosa. ¿Qué más tenemos? Me encantan estos, o sea, estos como análisis forenses que hay en ciertas ocasiones a lo largo del juego. No sé, me entretiene bastante.
Look at his hands. These welts. Rope burns, right? He was tied up.
I'd expect so. No one could sit through such torture unless bound.
Speaking from experience?
Yes, that of a victim. Spent a year in the dungeons of Tretogor. Long story.
Some other time, maybe. See the callus? Our dwarf wore a ring, but someone took it off him.
Piernas.
See anything interesting on his legs?
His right foot. The ankle swollen, toenails broken. He clearly kicked something very hard. Right before he kicked the bucket.
Doesn't strike me as the right time for jokes.
Apologies. We surgeons, we've a different sensibility.
And a different sense of humor.
Último, genitales.
His genitals. We ought to inspect those.
I sincerely doubt they bear any relation to the matter.
Ya veremos.
We'll see. Pull down his trousers and... shit.
Syphilis, actually. Early stages. No sign of diffusion.
Think there could be a connection?
Only as the killer's potential motivation.
Sí, no. Bueno.
All right. Think I know enough.
Enlighten me, please, because I've still no notion what this is about. What the motive
Bueno, parece
might
obviamente
be.
una especie de ritual, ¿no? O algo así. Un asesinato ritual, un castigo, no es motivo asesino, está loco. Pues sí, está loco, pero, hombre, también es una especie de ritual.
It's some kind of sick ritual. You saw it. Burns in the eye sockets, cavity where the heart should be, scalding liquid, all centering on warmth, heat, fire.
A fire eternal.
It's a lead worth following. Any idea what his name was?
Fabian Meyer. And I'm Hubert Reich, the coroner. I've come to perform the autopsy, but I see you've done it for me, Joachim. As always, you interfere where you're neither needed nor wanted. Drag others into trouble in the process. Who is this?
A student. Lifelong learner. Got a couple questions for you.
Very well, speak. But be quick. Reverend Nathaniel has come by for an inspection. He'll be here shortly.
A ver.
You old friends?
Hubert taught me the rudiments of medicine long ago.
And not very well. You've still not mastered certain basic principles. For example, that a doctor's role is to treat the ill, not save the world.
You've not changed a bit.
A compliment?
No, a statement of fact. 30 years, and you've not changed a bit.
Bueno, ya.
Woodcarver's body. Where was it found? It's important.
Plan to investigate? Exciting. He died in his workshop south of the market square, just beside the gate to Far Corners. That poor Trebirates was attacked there. City's abuzz about it. But the woodcarver, Eustace the corpse collector, brought us the body. You should speak to him. Saw him just around the corner near... Oh, greetings, Your Reverence.
Who are these people? I believe I made it clear no one's to be allowed in under any circumstances.
Parece el mismo hombre que atacó a Jaskier, ¿no?
They're friends
Bueno,
of the deceased. Here to collect the body.
Out of the question. Show them out at once.
As Your Reverence wishes. Gentlemen, follow me. You shall leave via another route.
Bueno, vámonos, total, ya cumplimos con nuestro deber.
Why do you cover for us?
I was covering my own arse. If Reverend Nathaniel had learned someone had entered the morgue, then cut open a corpse without his permission, I'd be in deep trouble. But you didn't give that a thought, did you, Joachim? As ever. Well, while I don't approve of your willfulness, I also wish to see this murderer hang. So, should I learn anything new related to this case, I will let you know.
Ah, bueno, muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Me encantan las lámparas que usaban antes, lo que trae ahí colgado. Que es una vela.
Nathaniel, who is he?
A scoundrel, a rogue, like every man who wears the robes of the eternal fire.
Most are scoundrels before they ever put on the robes.
True in his case as well. Before he donned the frock, Nathaniel was a torturer, delighted especially in torturing women. Later, Hierarch Hemmelfart appointed him to oversee the morgue. He deals with the temple guard, supervises cremations, conducts funeral masses in the temple on the Isle, and so forth.
No entiendo cómo tienen gente así trabajando, o sea, en estos lugares.
Might have told me you know the coroner. We could have skipped the trip through the sewers.
I know him, thus I avoid him. I've said enough on the subject.
Lo conozco, por eso lo evito y se acabó el tema. ¿Qué le diré?
I decide when we're done with this subject. What's your connection to him?
An old story, but if you insist. The student protests in 1242, you've heard of them? I led them. Hubert, however, denounced me to the authorities. I landed in prison.
Hay que saber todos los detalles.
There you have it. What will you do now?
Plenty of leads. Woodcarver's workshop, the corpse collector who found him, alley where Priscilla was attacked. Got work to do.
As do I. At the hospital. I must return there. But I shall keep my fingers crossed.
And I'll keep my eye on you.
Uf. Pues bueno, tenemos mucho por hacer, pero vamos a dejarlo justo por aquí porque ya no sé cuánto tiempo llevo. Fácil, yo creo que llevamos una hora o más o menos, no sé, la verdad. Así que pues bueno, espero lo hayan disfrutado y nos vemos en el siguiente para continuar con la investigación. Chao, chao.